It's that time of the year again, so here are my top 5 spiked golf shoes for 2021. Now this is going to be my personal top 5, so I'm going to cover things like style, comfort, as well as performance and price. Now of course, if you want to check out the full review of any of these shoes, then I'll include the links down in the description below, where you can also find links if you do decide that you want to buy a pair of these shoes as well. But enough of all this talking, let's get started with the top 5. The Nike Air Zoom Victory Tour 2 was the update to the very popular original Victory Tour spiked golf shoes, and it did give it quite a modern update. You can see here taking some design elements from some of their more popular running trainers at the moment. In terms of the style, then definitely it's not necessarily going to be for everyone's tastes. You can see here that you've got this split sole design there, and you've got this pinstripe Nike swoosh on the side. The upper is quite a nice, soft feeling leather. It's not the softest feeling leather available on golf shoes at the moment, but it was certainly nice enough. In terms of performance, then it did give you a lot of grip from these 7 spikes here. Nike were calling this a hybrid sole. However, you can see here, you're not really getting any additional traction from this TPU sole plate there. All of your traction is coming from those spiked cleats there. The comfort underfoot is very impressive with these shoes, as you have got those Air Zoom pockets underfoot, so you are going to feel that you've got a very, very soft, squishy, comfortable platform under your feet. However, personally, I did find that I was getting blisters in this heel area for me, so definitely took me a little while to break these in. In terms of stability, again, I think they perform very, very well. They are quite a heavy golf shoe, and you have got quite a lot of stiff kind of material here around the ankle and the front of the foot area. And again, this can cause a little bit of rubbing I found in these kind of areas here. And also some people have said that the stability could be better because they felt a little bit wobbly with all that Air Zoom cushioning underfoot. You can see here that there is quite a bit of creasing going along on that kind of front toe part area, and that's only going to get worse over time. I've worn these shoes about 4 or 5 times on the course, and this is what they look like at the moment. I had to include the Air Jordan 4 golf shoes in this list because, well, just look at them. If you are a fan of Air Jordan golf shoes, then these are just simply stunning. I think these are actually my favourite Air Jordan golf shoes to date that have come out in the spiked version. In terms of the actual performance of these shoes, then I've got to be entirely honest with you, I've not actually used these yet out on the golf course because I didn't really get a chance to use them this summer, and I don't really want to use them here in the UK winter. So definitely I'm going to be flexing these out in the summer of 2022. But purely in terms of taking a very, very cool, iconic design and turning it into a pair of golf shoes, I think the Jordan brand have done a fantastic job with these here. You've had various iterations of different colour options in these, but here I got them in the OG cement colourway, and personally, I just think they look absolutely gorgeous, so they had to make the list. The FootJoy Hyperflex are without doubt the most comfortable golf shoes that I have tried this year. The combination of this Hyperflex knitted upper, as well as a good amount of this soft strata foam on the bottom there, means that you just have overall comfort with these shoes. The unique way that the strapping system hugs your foot, I believe that's called the Wrapped ID system now, when you combine that with this knitted collar as well, the overall total package of this shoe is just comfort. In terms of grip and performance, and you can see here that you've got 7 cleats on this shoe, and you've got some of these small little TPU plastic nubs on the bottom of them as well. But what you probably can see here is the unique way that this sole has been constructed. So you've got all of these slits here in this very, very thin, you can see how thin it is now. You've got all these slits in this very, very thin outsole, which means that you get incredible amount of flexibility. So this shoe really does move with you while you're walking and during your golf swing. So yes, they might look quite unique, and they're certainly not necessarily going to be for everyone. Even though this is a knitted upper, because there is no tongue area here for the water to get in, and because this knitted system here is all treated with a water resistant material, these will keep your feet seriously nice and dry out on the golf course. Now there is a lighter colour option if you prefer something a little bit different rather than this dark black and grey colour option that you've got here, but if you are really looking for comfort as your top priority when it comes to a pair of spikeless golf shoes, then you definitely need to check out the FootJoy Hyperflex. For only around £140, you are getting a lot for your money when it comes to the Mizuno Nexlite Pro golf shoes. Not only are they incredibly lightweight, in fact, these are the lightest spiked golf shoes that I have ever tested. And you can see here that you've got the 6 spikes there from this very, very lightweight frame, which is a combination of these TPU elements and then just the exposed midsole foam running throughout. But also you have got a very nice and soft, comfortable leather upper, and you've got a very well positioned BOA system there on the tongue, and you have got some very simplistic, classy looking style designs. All that for £140 means you are getting a great deal on these shoes. First of all, I was really impressed with the comfort that I got from them. In terms of the actual softness underfoot, then they're okay. It's not necessarily the softest feeling, and several of the shoes on this list are definitely softer underfoot. However, it more than makes up for it with their lightweight nature and this super soft, comfortable leather upper. When you fix in this BOA system to how you want it to feel across your foot, to be honest, you barely even notice that you're wearing them. They are an incredibly comfortable pair of spiked golf shoes that are giving you plenty of grip and traction out on the course. You can see here that the spikes are actually these uniquely designed claw type spikes from Mizuno. As with all the shoes on this list, the design won't necessarily be for everyone. These are quite an understated spiked golf shoe. You've got here the little metallic running bird logo on the outside of the shoe, and then nothing really on the inside apart from this stitching pattern, which you can see runs right around the back and runs onto the other side as well. You can also see that you've got this kind of plastic coated texture element there on the rear of the shoe, which gives it a little bit of something. But again, there's not too much going on with these shoes. They are just very simple and plain in their design, which is kind of what you get from the whole Mizuno range in 2021. The Adidas ZG21 is my top spiked golf shoe for 2021. In terms of the overall package, I think this just delivers pretty much everything that you would want in a spiked golf shoe. From the traction and outsole, you have got these 6 spikes there which give you plenty of grip, and you've also probably got the most aggressive of the TPU additional grip elements on the outsole of all the shoes that you've seen so far today. What you've also got is a very comfortable shoe. It is quite a close fit with this upper, so certainly something you might want to consider if you prefer a wider, looser fit in your shoe. This is also a very lightweight shoe, much like the Mizuno. Although this one does weigh a few grams more, you have got Adidas's Light Strike technology, which you can see here logoed on the back of the shoe, and that means that it's got a very lightweight foam being used throughout the forefoot of this shoe here. You can see with that wavy kind of pattern, but there is some boost in this as well. You can see there that you've got some boost material in the heel part there, so you have got that softness at the rear of the shoe. But that doesn't mean to say that this is an uncomfortable shoe, it just means to say that there are certainly more comfortable Adidas shoes out there when it comes to that softness underfoot. However, to be honest, these are still perfectly comfortable, and you're going to be absolutely fine walking 18 holes in these golf shoes. Now you can see that these have actually been my most used golf shoes of 2021. There is a little bit of staining starting to appear on this upper. I have given these a very quick wipe over. They're certainly not been thoroughly cleaned pretty much ever since I bought them, but that is again something that if that is really going to bug you, this upper material might just stain a little bit because it's quite a soft kind of rubbery tactile material there. In terms of stability, again, these are some of the most stable golf shoes of this top 5 list, because not only have you got this very thin but strong TPU outsole, you've also got this stability fin on the outside of the shoe and a nice firm TPU heel counter here as well. And you can probably see, if you look close, see a little bit of a shimmer in that heel counter. So again, just a little bit of added flair on these elements. So overall, in terms of the style and looks, they might not necessarily be for everyone, but I quite like that they are quite modern, some quite loud colours going on with these shoes. And you've got a lot of options with the ZG21 as well. So not only have you got the laces version, but there's also a BOA version as well. And there's a new high top version as well on top of that. So you've got plenty of options throughout this range. I hope that was helpful, and let me know down in the comments whether you agree with the ZG21 being at number 1, or if you think there's another golf shoe that should be at the top of the list. And if you still can't decide on what golf shoes you want to buy, and now you're thinking maybe you want spikeless instead of spiked, then why not check out my top 5 spikeless golf shoes for 2021.